Hi guys, so I wanted to make this video about this idea of what makes you you. This idea of self, the sense of self. Um, what does that mean? And does it actually serve us in the long term? I've been thinking a lot about what defines me as a human being. And, when I first think about who I am, I think about I'm a tarot reader, I do crystals, I live in Australia, I live with Pete, my best friend's Marielle, I'm trying to become a vegan. All these things that I see as who I am. But when you lose one of those things, you can feel two ways about it. Usually the first is that there has been an attack on who you are as a person. I'll use relationships as an example because they tend to be the most transient, in my opinion. You're dating this person and they're so integral to your life. They're so a part of who you are. Now, I know everyone doesn't step into that, but I'm using this as an example. They become a part of your life. And what most people feel is that their life is who they are. And I think that's where a lot of discontent comes from, because if you think your life is a reflection of who you are, now on a level it is, because it's a reflection of where you're at, but if you see it as a reflection of who you are at your essence, you're going to feel disappointed, because life has its ups and downs. It has all these different feelings about it. Now it's all neutral in the end, but it goes like this in the way it feels, and we can choose to feel a certain way about it, but it oftentimes can be disappointing if you see this out here as your worth or who you are, if that makes sense. Because who you are on a soul level is this essence, this source, and everything out here is just a reflection, is just a transient experience that doesn't change who you are. And so recently, I have found myself single once again. I'm going to just put that out there. I'm sure all you guys figured that out. But I'm single again. And so, of course, my first thought is, okay, I need to step back into who I am, because sometimes you can, even if it's a healthy relationship, kind of get lost in the other person's issues or the other person's dreams or aspirations. And, if you want to do that together, that's awesome. But oftentimes, in some aspect, you lose an aspect of maybe who you are fully when, for instance, when you're single. And so now that this has happened, I'm like, okay, I need to get back into what I'm doing, like who I am. And it's really made me think about who I really am. And what does that actually mean? Because anything that is transient can't actually be who you are. Because who we are at our essence is unchanging. It's eternal. So anything that can come and go in your experience can't technically be who you are at your essence, because you cannot lose or gain any part of your essence when it comes right down to it. So I've been thinking about, I'm a tarot reader. I want to write these books. My fashion, my clothes. And then I'm like, and then I said, I'm a healer. A teacher. But am I? Or is that just the expression I've chosen to experience because it feels the best to me right now? Because, a few years ago, what felt best to me was becoming a fashion stylist. Like, hardcore, my essence. And now, I want to be a spiritual teacher. I want to teach people the things I'm learning. I want to travel. So how could being a fashion stylist be who I am and now no longer be? It couldn't have actually been who I am. Same thing with tarot reading. Same thing with anything that we do that is an experience. Because when you get down to it, when you finally release the fact that all these things aren't really who you are, you could be out on the street with nothing, doing nothing, and wearing nothing, and you'd still be who you are at your essence. So who is that? Who is the essence within you? Well, the fact that we feel it's a separate thing is also transient now, isn't it? Because even though we feel separate and a self and an I, we know that's not true. One day, when we pass, that soul will become source. Oneness. We are all one, but the experience again is the separation. So on a soul, true, full essence, being, state, we are everything. And with that realization comes a freedom, because you realize everything else is just an experience, just something to learn, just something to behold. And when you realize everything is just an experience, you become free to choose how you are going to experience that thing. And at that point, you start releasing the attachment to all the things in your space. Now, at first, this can seem very jarring, because oftentimes we feel like we're losing all the things that have stability in our space, because that's what we know. But are they actually stable? Are they actually the things holding us here? No, they're not. The only constant is your awareness of your experience. And there is a serious freedom in that. Because now, you can do anything. Be anything. You just have to put your energy into it. And when you no longer have attachment to what actually happens, because it's transient and it's not really who you are, you become okay with the present moment. Because it's all just an experience. Even sitting on the toilet, staring at a wall, is an experience. And at that moment, you realize everything is beautiful. It's all just feelings, all stuff to experience. And it's all brilliantly holy. And you don't have a resistance to experience whatever you're resisting. Whatever you're experiencing, you're just experiencing, being, feeling. And each moment becomes magical and something worth experiencing. And then, at that point, you realize all you have to do is decide what you want to experience. What is the experience you want to have on this planet? What is this life going to hold? What lessons do you want to learn? What feelings do you want to experience? And then go do that. That's it. That's all it is. I'm going to do some videos on manifesting your reality. It's a very interesting topic. It fascinates me. I'm really learning a lot about it. I think at some point I'd like to write a book on it, so stay tuned the next few years. That's third book I'm working on right now. Fourth, technically, but that one's kind of on the back burner. What is it you want to experience? And it's your choice. You can choose to experience joy in whatever situation you're in, because your joy is not attached to what is happening. Because it's all just an experience. What is it that you want to experience? Many blessings and namaste. Don't forget, it's all about the soul journey.